10 guns you should never sell, because some of these are worth more than your car, and most people have no idea they're sitting on a fortune. If you own even one of these firearms, selling it could be the most expensive mistake of your life. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what's coming at number 1 is going to hit different. Number 10, Browning High Power. Now let's start things off with a gun that's been around for almost 100 years, and it's still worth serious money today. The Browning High Power was the very last gun the legendary designer John Browning ever worked on before he passed away, and that alone makes it something special that you simply can't replace. Back in the 1930s, this pistol was adopted by the Belgian military, and after that, over 50 different armies around the world started carrying it, which tells you everything you need to know about how good it really is. Collectors of classic firearms are paying more and more for these every single year, so if you've got one sitting in your safe right now, don't even think about letting it go. Sells for $200 to $1,500. Number 9. Sig Sauer P226. This one is not just any regular pistol. This is the kind of gun that the most serious special operations teams on the planet have trusted with their lives for years. The Sig Sauer P226 was first developed in Switzerland, then refined in Germany, before it started being produced in the United States. And through all of that, it never lost the quality that made it famous in the first place. Navy SEALs and federal agents have carried this gun on real missions, and that's not something you can say about most pistols you can walk into a store and buy today. If you ever come across a West German version or a Navy model, hold on to it, because those are the ones collectors are paying the most for right now. Sells for around $115. Number 8. Heckler and Koch USP. If you have a Heckler and Koch USP and .45 caliber sitting anywhere in your house, then you're holding one of the toughest pistols ever made by any gun company, period. This gun was built by the Germans in 1995, and from the very beginning, they didn't cut corners at all. They made it stronger and more durable than what most companies were doing at that time. It went through the hardest tests NATO could throw at it, and it passed every single one without problems, which is why special operations teams in Germany and the United States still run versions of this gun today. Once you shoot this thing, you'll understand why so many people call it the tank of all pistols. Sells for $1,000 to $2,200. Drop a comment below. Would you rather carry this beast or stick with something lighter every day? Number 7. Glock 19 Gen 5. The Glock 19 Gen 5 is the kind of gun that doesn't try to be flashy or look impressive, but it will work every single time you need it to, without fail. And that reliability is exactly why you should never sell one if you own it. Glock took everything they learned over years of making pistols and poured it into this 5th generation model, and the result is a 9mm pistol that's good enough for everyday carry and also good enough to protect your home at night. One test gun was fired over 5,000 rounds in a row without a single malfunction, and that kind of dependability is hard to find in any pistol, no matter how much money you spend. Even at around $600, this is one of the best deals you'll ever find in firearms. Sells for around $600. Number 6. LifeCard 22. LR. This next gun will make you stop and look twice because it doesn't even look like a real firearm at first glance. But make no mistake, this little thing is completely real, and it's getting harder and harder to find every single year. The LifeCard is a .22 caliber pistol that folds up completely flat and becomes almost the exact same size as a credit card, which means you could literally carry it in your wallet if you wanted to. The LifeCard was made from real aerospace-grade aluminum and steel, not cheap plastic, which means it's built to last a long time. Because only a limited number were ever made, collectors are paying more and more for them, and that price is only going to keep climbing from here. Sells for $300 to $350. Number 5. Beretta 92 FS. If you have a Beretta 92 FS in good condition, then you're holding a gun that served the United States military for over 30 years straight, from 1985 all the way until 2017. And that kind of history is something you just don't see in most firearms today. This Italian-made pistol was selected over every other option when the US military needed a new standard sidearm, and it proved itself again and again in real combat environments around the world. This gun also became one of the most recognizable firearms in movie history because it showed up in films like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon, which makes it even more appealing to collectors who want something with real cultural impact. If you can find one in really good shape right now, you're buying something that's only going to grow in value. Sells for $650 to $750. Drop your answer in the comments. If the US military trusted this gun for over 30 years, why do you think they switched away from it? Number 4. Remington 870. The Remington 870 is not just a shotgun. It's one of the most important firearms ever made in American history, and with over 11 million of them sold since 1950, it's clear people have trusted this gun more than almost anything else on the market. What makes this shotgun different from most others you can buy today is that it's built around a steel receiver instead of aluminum, which means it's heavier but also incredibly strong, and it can last for generations if you take care of it. This gun has been used by police officers on patrol, by hunters in the woods, and by regular people protecting their homes, and in every single one of those roles, it does the job without complaint. A used 870 at $300 is still one of the smartest purchases you can make in shotguns today. Sells for $250 to $600. Number 3. Luger P08. This gun right here isn't just valuable because of how well it shoots, it's valuable because of what it actually created, something almost nobody realizes when they first hear about it. The Luger P08 is the pistol that introduced the 9mm cartridge, meaning the most popular handgun ammunition in the world exists because of this one gun that was first made back in 1898. It was officially adopted by the German military in 1908. And from that point on, it became one of the most recognizable and important firearms in history. The way this gun works internally is totally different from any modern pistol because it uses a toggle lock system that no other manufacturer has ever truly copied. And when you hold it and fire it, you can feel that unique action moving in a way nothing else does. But honestly, most people who own one are never going to shoot it because it's worth way too much money to risk damaging it. Sells for $4,500 to $5,000. Number 2. Beretta M9A4. The Beretta M9A4 is what you get when you take one of the most proven military pistols ever made and upgrade every weak point people complained about over the years. And the result is a gun that's seriously impressive right out of the box. This isn't just a regular M9 with a new finish. This version comes with a threaded barrel already installed, which means you can mount a suppressor without paying a gunsmith to do any work. And it also has an optics ready slide, so you can put a red dot sight right on top without special parts. The night sights that come standard on this gun use tritium, which actually glows in the dark, so you can aim even in a completely dark room. And that's included in the price with no extra cost. It ships with 3 18-round magazines, which is 20% more ammo than the original M9 carried, and the grip has been redesigned to feel much better in your hand than older versions did. This pistol was built for real combat conditions, and it has already proven itself in the hands of soldiers around the world, so you know exactly what you're getting when you own one. As time goes on, these are only going to get harder to find and more expensive to buy. Sells for $950 to $150. Sound off in the comments. Is the M9A4 worth the extra money over a standard M9 or not? Number 1. Smith & Wesson Model 29. And here we are at number 1. The gun I told you about at the very start that you weren't going to believe. And if you own one of these, you need to understand right now that you're holding one of the most iconic firearms in American history. The Smith & Wesson Model 29 is a .44 Magnum revolver, and it became forever famous when Clint Eastwood pointed one at the camera in the Dirty Harry movies and delivered one of the most quoted lines in cinema. And that moment alone turned this gun into a legend that will never be forgotten. This revolver is built on what Smith & Wesson calls the large N frame, which means it's a big, heavy gun weighing almost 48 Oz. But that weight is actually a good thing because it soaks up the massive kick of a .44 Magnum round. The trigger on this gun is one of the smoothest you'll ever feel on any revolver, whether you pull it straight through in double action or cock it first for a single action shot. And the accuracy you can get with that .612 in barrel is impressive. Every one of these revolvers was built by hand with a level of attention to detail that modern gun makers simply can't match anymore. And that craftsmanship is a huge reason people keep paying top dollar for them. Vintage models made with the old pinned barrel and recessed cylinder chambers are the ones collectors are fighting over right now, and those prices keep climbing every year with no sign of slowing down. Sells for $999 to $3,000. That is your top 10 guns you should never sell. Every single one of these firearms is worth more than most people realize, and that value is only going up from here. If this video was worth your time, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which one you'd never let go.